हाय गाइस, वेलकम टू EduTap। अगर आप RBI ग्रेड बी की तैयारी कर रहे हैं या शुरू करने वाले हैं, वन थिंग दैट इज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर योर प्रिपरेशन इज अ स्टडी प्लान। एंड नॉट ओनली स्टडी प्लान, इन दैट स्टडी प्लान यू शुड ऑलवेज बी क्लियर के जो पढ़ना है उसको कैसे पढ़ना है। द हाउ पार्ट इज ऑल्सो वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. So in this video, I'm going to tell you 6-month study plan for RBI Grade B. It's going to be very powerful, although not a kind of a magical wand, but every word I'm going to tell you is going to be a golden word for your preparation. So take notes, nobody is going to tell you. And before I start, I would request you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and do join our Telegram channel for some free content. The link to join this Telegram channel is given in the description of this video. Now, the very first question that I get from aspirants when they start their preparation is, sir, इतने सारे subjects हैं कैसे करें? There are a lot of areas: FM, ESI, current affairs, reports, schemes, essay writing, quant, reasoning, English, descriptive English, newspaper reading. It's like, no, you start getting overwhelmed by the sheer amount or the sheer volume of things you have to do. And in a confused state, a candidates start doing everything. Say 1 hour on everything, or no, they will just read everything on daily basis assuming that they are covering everything, but trust me, they are just being busy, they are not being productive. So this is just an idealistic plan where you will try to cover everything on daily basis. I'm going to tell you something realistic that you can do, and trust me, this is not as wide as it looks. If you implement this realistic plan, it is going to help you cover the things in a very structured manner and टाइमली मैनर. तो शुरू करते हैं सबसे पहले कॉमन मिस्टेक से. नाउ दिस स्टडी प्लान विल ऑल्सो हेल्प यू अवॉइड कॉमन मिस्टेक्स. Many people start reading ESI static before covering the FM part. ESI static is not going to help you score marks, my friend. Many people do not practice descriptive writing and leave it for later, only to realize that it should have been done much earlier. Then there are many people who will keep preparing for phase 1 कि सर phase 1 तो clear कर ले quant reasoning English करके. भाई उसका कोई फायदा नहीं है unless and until you are not preparing for phase 2. Ultimately तो clear होके ही लड्डू मिलेगा ना, phase 1 clear करके तो कुछ नहीं मिलने वाला है. And the list goes on. So the point I'm trying to make is that if you will follow this study plan, all the common mistakes which people make, and you will also make if you will not follow this study plan, you will be able to avoid these mistakes. ठीक है. And overall, this is my personal view that whenever you prepare for RBI Grade B, the phase 1 and phase 2 prep has to be done in an integrated manner, in a parallel manner. There is no sequence के पहले phase 1 करेंगे फिर phase 2 करेंगे, पहले phase 2 करेंगे फिर phase 1 करेंगे, नहीं. It has to be done in an integrated and a parallel manner. तो अब देखते हैं कि plan क्या है सर. Plan, so I have divided your overall preparation into 3 blocks. फर्स्ट ब्लॉक, सेकेंड ब्लॉक एंड थर्ड ब्लॉक. और मैंने हर ब्लॉक को अराउंड 2.5 मंथ्स का टाइम दिया है, स्टार्टिंग 1st of August टिल 15th of October, देन स्टार्टिंग 16th of October टिल 31st of December. You are getting 2.5 months for each of these blocks, and then after 1st of January, I'm sure you will at least get 2.5 months. Even if the notification comes in February, your exam would be somewhere in March, but you might also get bigger time. ठीक है, तो हम ये सारे ब्लॉक्स को डिस्कस करेंगे, एंड द आइडिया हेयर इज टू फोकस ऑन लिमिटेड थिंग्स एट वन टाइम. डू नॉट स्टार्ट एवरीथिंग एट वन गो. अगेन, you will be busy but not productive. When we do limited things, we are able to focus more, we are able to achieve our targets, we get that satisfaction instead of frustration. That satisfaction leads to motivation that becomes a circle where we are able to increase our output further and further and further. ठीक है, तो फर्स्ट ब्लॉक में what we have to do is basically we would be doing FM static and FM answer writing, then quant and editorials. I'll explain each of these blocks in detail, right? We are not starting with the current affairs in the first block for 2 reasons. One is, again, you can't do everything at the start. Second is, current affairs which would be there say in the month of August or September are not that important as the current affairs from October, because when your exam will be in March, you always need that previous 6 months current affairs which are very very important. So current affairs we will do here, or we will start doing here along with ESI static. ESI static also I'm keeping it for the second block because it's not that important. I'm not saying it's not required, but it is lesser important than FM. So we have to prioritize our preparation. ESI answer writing and reasoning. You can see I'm focusing very much on the answer writing. That's very, very important. And in the third block, we shall keep doing the current affairs as and when they are coming for Jan or Feb, right? Baki in the remaining time, descriptive English and the mock test. ठीक है, बाकी revision भी होनी चाहिए. I would say on the weekends here you should do some revision, or here you should also do some revision. But I think if you follow this plan and finish everything by February, right, then also in the remaining days you can do just revision, revision and revision. ठीक है, तो इस प्लान को और डिटेल में डिस्कस करते हैं, बट ट्रस्ट मी देयर इज नो बेटर प्लान देन दिस इफ यू आर न्यू टू दिस. बाकी अगर आपको क्वांट रीजनिंग अच्छा है या और कोई कोर एरिया है कि सर मेरा बहुत अच्छा है, यू कैन ट्वीक दिस प्लान. It can always be customized, but the core point is do not start everything at one go and prioritize what need to be done first and what need to be done later. That's the core of this study plan. Now FM static kaise kare? See, first of all, if you see EduTap course or even if you are doing self-study, you will realize that there are around 40 chapters. And I'm giving you around 75 days to cover those 40 chapters, which means roughly you will get 2 days per chapter. So आपको 2 दिन में एक चैप्टर खत्म करना पड़ेगा. In management, if you have less time, you can skip videos and read the notes. But in finance, you will have to watch the videos. In your course, in case you are reading from EduTap course, there are mind maps and summary sheets which you can skip for now because they are mainly for revision. वो आप बाद में पढ़ सकते हैं. And please do not look to cover important chapters only, though I would be telling you the important chapters, but after doing them you should also be doing other chapters. ये कोई ऐसा एग्जाम नहीं है जो हमें पास करना है, हमें मेरिट में आना है, तो उसके लिए सारा ही करना पड़ेगा. Other key points are recall and not recognition. Normally when we are used to reading something from the objective perspective, we focus on कि समझ आ गया इसमें से objective कर लूँगा. That's recognition. But we also have to focus on recall. That if I get a question from this, can I recall all the points in the exam, or can I recall the concept so that I can frame my answer itself? रट्टा नहीं लगाना है, but फिर भी एक recall पार होनी चाहिए. और न्यूमेरिकल पे फोकस नहीं करना है. बच्चे पिछले 3 साल से 0 न्यूमेरिकल आ रहे हैं. सो आई थिंक यू कैन गो बाय द ट्रेंड. देयर इज वेरी लेस प्रोबेबिलिटी दैट दे आर गोइंग टू आस्क न्यूमेरिकल्स नेक्स्ट ईयर. I am not saying that they will never ask, but seems to be very less probability that numerical will be asked next year. ठीक है, तो फाइनेंस को हमें ऐसे हैंडल करना है. एंड आई विल टेल यू दैट कॉमन मिस्टेक्स पीपल नॉर्मली मेक इन व्हेन दे आर रीडिंग फाइनेंस एंड मैनेजमेंट. डिस्क्रिप्टिव पार्ट नहीं करते हैं हम लोग, हम ऑब्जेक्टिव पार्ट पे ही फोकस करते रहते हैं. वी विल डू लॉट ऑफ एमसीक्यूज, बट वी विल हेजिटेट टू राइट डिस्क्रिप्टिव राइटिंग बिकॉज वी फील लेजी एंड वी फील हेजिटेंट कि हम नहीं लिख पाएंगे. बट हम नहीं लिख पाएंगे, दैट इज द वेरी मच रीजन दैट यू शुड स्टार्ट राइटिंग. राइट वन आंसर डेली. That's why I've written FM answer writing separately here, because I know when I say FM, people will not practice descriptive writing. And expert feedback is very, very mandatory, guys. Even if you are doing self preparation, do plan to take feedback from some experts. Otherwise, you will practice, but you will not be improving. Right? तो वो बहुत ज़रूरी है. I'll show you something. तो जैसे what we do is we give detailed feedback to our students to their answers in our course, right? So this helps to know your mistakes and improve upon them and write better day by day. तो ये बहुत ज़रूरी है. आई थिंक यू शुड ऑलवेज थिंक अबाउट दिस कि आप ये कैसे ले सकते हैं, बिकॉज विदाउट दिस यू विल बी राइटिंग बट यू विल नॉट बी इम्प्रूविंग. और क्विजेस को व्हेन यू अटेम्प्ट क्विजेस from wherever you are doing, do not attempt those quizzes immediately. Have a time gap of at least 6 to 7 days between your reading the chapter and attempting the quizzes, because that will actually test your attention. और न्यूमेरिकल पार्ट मैंने पहले ही बोला है, इट्स अ टाइम वेस्ट. डू नॉट डिग डीप इनटू दैट और यू कैन कंप्लीटली लीव दैट. ठीक है, बाकी जितने भी चैप्टर्स हैं सारे पढ़ने हैं, राइट? ज़्यादा डिफरेंशिएट करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है कि डिस्क्रिप्टिव के लिए क्या पढ़ूँ, ऑब्जेक्टिव के लिए क्या पढ़ूँ. दे कैन आस्क फ्रॉम एनीवेयर. दैट्स व्हाट आई हैव रियलाइज्ड ओवर माय एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ RBI ग्रेड बी फॉर द पास्ट 6-7 years. फिर भी ये कुछ कोर चैप्टर्स हैं वेयर आई वुड request you to pay as much attention as you can do. Primary and secondary markets, risk management, inflation, derivatives, functions of RBI, monetary and fiscal policy, and who regulates what. Who regulates what means who regulates various financial institutions. कि NBFCs को कौन regulate करता है, capital markets को कौन regulate करता है. You shall be aware of that. So there is a chapter by the name financial institutions in your syllabus that you shall be very thorough with. ठीक है, तो ये ओवरऑल एफएम का हो गया, ज्यादा डिटेल में तो मैं नहीं जाऊंगा बिकॉज देन आई हैव टू प्रिपेयर अ सेपरेट वीडियो इन एफएम, बट दिस यू कैन फॉलो. नाउ कमिंग आउट ऑफ द क्वांट गाइस, क्वांट में आई हैव सीन पीपल मेनली नो वरिंग के सर क्वांट बहुत मुश्किल है, कट ऑफ कैसे क्लियर करें. सो गाइज इन क्वांट यू नीड टू रियलाइज कि you are getting 30 questions and you are getting 25 minutes. Is it possible to solve 30 questions in 25 minutes in the quant paper? If you see the difficulty level of the past 3-4 years, almost impossible. And when I see guys preparing for quant, I see they are preparing for almost all the chapters in the quant that are possible to come. Why? When in those 25 minutes you can't solve more than 10 questions, then you should always try to focus on selected chapters. Practice hard questions on those selective chapters rather than doing moderate questions on 25 chapters. Do hard questions on 10 chapters. And then give lot of sectional tests. And when you give a sectional test, your only strategy should be that I am good in these 10 chapters. I'll pick up questions from these 10 chapters and I'll try to clear the cutoff by scoring 9 to 10 marks. यही स्ट्रैटेजी से आपको पढ़ना है, यही स्ट्रैटेजी से आपको प्रैक्टिस करना है, यही स्ट्रैटेजी से आपको सेक्शनल टेस्ट देने हैं. आई एम नॉट आस्किंग यू टू गिव सेक्शनल टेस्ट एंड सॉल्व ईच क्वेश्चन. नो, जस्ट गिव अ सेक्शनल टेस्ट इन 25 minutes, solve 9 to 10 questions from your favorite topics, and that's it. And develop that knack of finding easy questions. Once you have mastered 9 to 10 chapters, do all other chapters on say basic level, but develop that knack कि अगर इस चैप्टर में से easy question आ गया तो I will be able to find it and solve it. That's a very simple strategy for quant. There is no need to read 25 chapters from big books. No use. It's qualifying and all you need to do is to score 5 to 10 marks somewhere in this range to clear the cutoff. Next is about editorials. I am very much stressing on reading editorials to my students because editorials is something that can help you be aware of the issues in the economy or finance or in the social issue sector and being able to develop analytical thinking on that. Then also develop structured way of thinking or structured way of writing when you read editorials. So please read editorials, develop this as a habit right from the start. Though here and here I have not mentioned editorials separately, but I think you should be reading editorials continuously for daily 15 minutes. That's it. You can read from Hindu or Live Mint, or you can read them on alternate days, one day from Hindu and one day from Live Mint. That's it. No need to make notes, just read them. Develop that habit of reading editorials. Now coming to the second block here, ESI static I mentioned at the top. ESI static is a easy catch in terms that you don't have to cover ESI static in its entirety. I would say read these 5 chapters which are core economics. Understanding these chapters will also help you to understand the current affairs, growth and development, monetary policy, fiscal policy, inflation and balance of payment. That's it. उसके बाद आप देखेंगे there are some chapters in social structure in India which is like current oriented, multiculturalism, gender issues, health, education, social justice. इनमें से एग्जाम में सिर्फ करंट अफेयर्स आते हैं, गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स and reports. They will not ask you anything in the objective paper, at least from these chapters. Very rare. And sir, do I leave other chapters? No. In finance also I told you have to read everything. Here also I am telling you read these chapters for core understanding of economics, but do not leave other chapters because they are still important from the descriptive point of view. Descriptive में भी तो कुछ भी पूछ सकते हैं ना, कुछ भी. So you at least need to have a high level understanding of all these chapters. Say IMF क्या है, क्या करती है, क्या challenges हैं, क्या issues हैं, क्या duties हैं. Basic आपको हर chapter के ऊपर पता होना चाहिए. And do practice descriptive writing. Here also I have specifically written here. This is not a big task. Just 15-20 minutes a day you shall be able to write one answer, and also try to write answers in such a way that you can write static part also and you can integrate current affairs, whatever you are reading. If you have read something on how the health status of Indian economy is deteriorating, you should be able to integrate in your answer if you are writing on the health topic. तो ये आपको करना ही करना, इससे आप बच नहीं सकते हैं. The more you avoid it, the more difficult it will become for you later. Now coming to the current affairs, here I am writing current affairs ESI, FM and G, the normal current affairs, right? Not reports and schemes. सो वो आपको पढ़ने हैं. और आई थिंक द कॉमन मिस्टेक्स विच यू नीड टू अवॉइड हेयर इज दैट पीपल ट्राई टू रीड दिस करंट अफेयर्स डायरेक्टली फ्रॉम द न्यूज़पेपर्स. दो न्यूज़पेपर्स इज अ वेरी गुड सोर्स, but I think it's very difficult to compile all the news from the newspapers on daily basis, and I mean that's kind of a full-time job. So I would suggest always read current affairs from compiled magazines, and use compiled magazines only meant for RBI or other regulatory bodies. अगर आप बैंकिंग या यूपीएससी की मैगजीन्स पढ़ेंगे, दे आर नॉट अप्रोप्रिएट, बिकॉज बैंकिंग मैगजीन्स विल नॉट कवर द न्यूज़ which are only as in regulatory bodies, or UPSC magazines will not cover the factual information, they will concentrate more on the conceptual information. तो ये पढ़कर शायद 50% कवरेज हो जाएगा, बट बाकी 50% नहीं होगा, and that can cost you in your exam. And other common mistake which I find people do in current affairs is that they read, they do not revise, and in the end the common query, sir, we are not able to retain it. हाउ टू कवर सो मच ऑफ करंट अफेयर्स. भैया 30 लाख का जॉब लेना है तो करना पड़ेगा, और वो करने के लिए रिवीजन करनी पड़ेगी. रिवाइज इट कंटिन्यूसली अगेन एंड अगेन एंड अगेन. डू लॉट ऑफ एमसीक्यूज ऑन दैट. और ये भी एक कॉमन क्वेश्चन रहता है, करंट अफेयर्स कितने महीने के करने हैं. सी दैट्स अ वेरी इजी फॉर्मूला, आई एम टेलिंग यू, रिमेंबर इट. 3 months फॉर फेज 1, दैट इज मैंडेटरी. इसके बिना तो एग्जाम क्लियर नहीं होगा, बट आई वुड सजेस्ट गो फॉर 5 months इफ यू वांट टू बी सेफ. फॉर फेज 2 आई वुड से 6 months टू बी सेफ, बट अगर ज़्यादा ही आग लग गई है, मौत ही आने वाली है, तो 3 महीने का कर लो भाई. ये इसके बिना तो नहीं चलेगा, बट 6 महीने करना ही पड़ेगा. मतलब 3 महीने करके आपका लक है, पर 6 महीने करना ही पड़ेगा. 9 महीने अगर टाइम है तो कर लो. सो आई वुड से मिनिमम 3 months हेयर, 6 months हेयर, एंड इफ हैव टाइम 5 months हेयर एंड 9 months हेयर. दैट्स इट. ये जर्नल फॉर्मूला है, करंट अफेयर्स हो, रिपोर्ट्स हो, स्कीम्स हो, फॉर फेज 1 एंड फेज 3 इन RBI Grade B. Now coming to the reports that I am going to explain in the next slide. Now there are too many reports, if you will see, that are coming on daily basis on, say, newspapers or any other media sources. So how do you filter the reports? First is you have to read the reports only related to the syllabus. Do you see construction, media, entertainment, these topics in your syllabus? No. IT? No. So you will not read reports related to this. But if there is a report on health, education, environment, poverty, will you be reading that? Yes, it becomes important for you because it is related to your syllabus. Then read reports released by national and international organizations. That is very, very important. You need not read report released by any random organization, because then there would be too many reports that you would be required to read. So I am telling you some very simple formula that read reports. This link is not working. So read reports released by national and international organizations, right? And these national and international organizations are basically those organizations which are having stature. Like at international level, I would say IMF, World Bank, UNICEF, UNESCO, United Nations, WHO. Right. At national level, it would be Reserve Bank of India, SEBI, Ministry of Finance, Niti Aayog. Right. So इन्हीं organizations की report पढ़नी है. This Excel is not opening otherwise I would have shown you that if you see the past year questions, the questions have been asked from the reports released by these bodies only, mainly. कुछ exceptions हैं, but that we can ignore. And read only summary or newspapers. Reports बहुत बड़ी बड़ी होती हैं. I think it's best covered if you read those reports from the articles in the newspapers, because they will cover something which is most important, and that most important is highly probable to be asked in the exam. ठीक है. तो ये रिपोर्ट्स का फॉर्मूला है भैया. सिलेबस से पढ़ो, इंटरनेशनल और नेशनल बॉडीज ऑफ स्टेचर का पढ़ो, और उनका भी समरी पढ़ो, या उनका जो आर्टिकल्स हैं न्यूज़पेपर में वो पढ़ो. पूरा रिपोर्ट पढ़ेंगे तो कभी पूरा नहीं होगा. रिपोर्ट्स में भी सेम ही फॉर्मूला है. मिनिमम 3 months फॉर फेज 1, इफ यू हैव टाइम गो फॉर 5. फॉर फेज 2 मिनिमम 6 months, इफ यू हैव टाइम गो फॉर 9. राइट. नाउ स्कीम्स में क्या करना है? स्कीम्स में भी सेम है कि नाउ first is schemes related to your syllabus. So if health and education are in your syllabus, obviously the schemes related to health and education becomes important. So mapping to syllabus is very, very important. Next is schemes in use for 6 to 9 months. So normally it is believed that they are asking you old schemes from the year 2010, 2005. That is not the reason. They are asking you old schemes because they were in news recently. अगर 2022 में कोई 2005 की स्कीम न्यूज़ में है, बिकॉज उसको कुछ ज़्यादा पैसा दे दिया गया है, या उस स्कीम ने बहुत अच्छा किया है, अप्रिशिएट किया जा रहा है, या उस स्कीम ने बहुत गंदा किया है, कुछ क्रिटिसाइज किया जा रहा है, फॉर वॉट एवर रीजन इट इज़ इन न्यूज़, इट इज़ कमिंग इन द हिंदू न्यूज़ पेपर, इट इज़ कमिंग ऑन PIB, दैट इज़ प्रेस इंफॉर्मेशन ब्यूरो, which is a government website, that becomes a target to be asked in the exam. तो एग्ज़ाम से मिनिमम 6 महीने पहले जितनी भी स्कीम्स आपकी हिंदू न्यूज़पेपर में कहीं ना कहीं मेंशन है, या PIB में कहीं ना कहीं मेंशन है, वो सारी स्कीम्स आपको करनी पड़ेंगी. टाइम है तो 9 महीने के लिए भी जाएं. एंड फॉर स्कीम्स यू कैन फोकस ऑन सेलेक्टेड डायमेंशंस, मेनली मिनिस्ट्री, किस मिनिस्ट्री ने लॉन्च किया है, किस ईयर में लॉन्च किया है, what is the funding pattern, how the finances are being shared between the state and the center, how much money has been allocated in the recent budget, what are the objectives of that scheme, who are the target beneficiaries under that scheme, and which state has launched that scheme if it is a state scheme, and what are the current developments. This is very very important. सपोज कीजिए किसी स्कीम में उन्होंने बोला कि पहले 15 रुपए मिलते थे पर डे, अब 20 रुपए मिलेंगे. दैट इज द करंट डेवलपमेंट, राइट? that is happening for that scheme, so that also can be asked in the exam. So ये basically this is how to prepare schemes. ठीक है, और schemes में भी same formula है. for phase 1 minimum 3 months, maximum 5 months if you have time. for phase 2 minimum 6, I would say maximum 9 if you have time. यहाँ पे मैं 12 महीने इसलिए नहीं बोल रहा क्योंकि अगर एक आधा क्वेश्चन आ भी गया, I think it's not worth it going for 12 months, rather use that time in revising the first 6 to 9 months. और ये 3 तो बिल्कुल वही है जो मैंने बताया, अगर मौत ही आ गई तब 3 महीने का कर जाना, नहीं तो 6 महीने का करना ही करना है. रीजनिंग में सेम लॉजिक आई एम टेलिंग यू व्हाट आई टोल्ड यू इन क्वांट. यू हैव 60 क्वेश्चंस 45 मिनट्स. कोई माइका लाल नहीं है जो 45 मिनट्स में 60 क्वेश्चंस कर दे. सो देयर इज ऑलवेज अ चांस फॉर यू टू सेलेक्ट सम टॉपिक्स विच यू आर गुड इन, प्रैक्टिस हार्ड ऑन देम. आई सी पीपल प्रैक्टिसिंग लॉट ऑफ पजल्स. सर पजल्स बहुत टफ आते हैं. भैया जितनी मर्जी प्रैक्टिस कर लो, इन एग्जाम देयर वुड बी सो मच प्रेशर, देयर वुड बी सो मच टाइम कंस्ट्रेंट्स दैट यू विल नेवर बी एबल टू सॉल्व इवन मॉडरेट पजल्स. बहुत ईजी आ गए तो अलग बात है, वो वैसे भी कर लोगे बिना प्रैक्टिस के. सो इट्स नॉट अबाउट कि अपने वीक एरियाज में जाके मेहनत करो. इट्स मोर अबाउट स्ट्रेंथन योर strong areas, your favorite topics, practice hard questions on them and apply the same strategy while solving sectional test. कि मेरे पास 60 क्वेश्चन है, 45 मिनट है, मैंने सेलेक्टिवली अपने फेवरेट टॉपिक्स ढूंढने हैं, उनके क्वेश्चंस करने हैं, या फिर इजी क्वेश्चंस ढूंढने हैं किसी भी टॉपिक में से, उनको करना है. एंड आई हैव टू स्कोर से अराउंड, आई थिंक रीजनिंग में 20 मार्क्स अच्छा स्कोर है अगर पेपर टफ है. इनफैक्ट 17-18 भी अच्छा स्कोर है. सो दैट इज द स्ट्रैटेजी यू शैल बी फॉलोइंग टू प्रिपेयर फॉर रीजनिंग. बाकी the current affairs that you would be doing here, they need to be continued here also, month by month, Jan, Feb, March, till the time your exam is not held. And descriptive English is something which you should practice here, I think. And descriptive English is not tough. If you would have practiced answer writing here and here, one answer daily, I'm sure descriptive English would be easy. In descriptive English, I'm telling you very simple formula. First of all, you need to learn the technicalities of writing an essay, prescience, and comprehension. ग्राउंड रूल्स सीख लो. प्रेसी में डेटा डालना है या नहीं, प्रेसी को फर्स्ट फॉर्म में लिखना है या थर्ड फॉर्म में लिखना है, हाउ टू राइट अ गुड इंट्रो, body and a conclusion in an essay, whether comprehension answers have to be written in points or in paragraphs, can we copy the same sentence structure from the comprehension while writing answers, or we cannot copy that. ये सारे ground rules आपको clear होने चाहिए. So do watch that videos in your course. In case you are preparing from our course, we have given some 5-6 videos. Do watch them 5 times. You will be clear with the ground rules. After that, it's time to practice. Now, how to practice that? First is read editorials that I've already told you here also. One from financial, Lyman, and one from non-financial, that is Hindu newspaper. You can read them on alternate days. Once you have read an editorial, wait for 3 days. अगर मंडे को पढ़ा है तो थर्सडे को उस एडिटोरियल को यू वुड हैव टू टाइप, नॉट राइट, यू विल हैव टू टाइप, बिकॉज एग्जाम इज ऑनलाइन, इन नोटपैड, not in word, because when you will type in word, all your spelling mistakes, grammatical mistakes, punctuation mistakes, they will get auto corrected. तो नोटपैड में पढ़ेंगे, लिखेंगे और टाइप करेंगे, राइट नहीं करेंगे, राइट. एंड this will help us improve our typing speed, and this will also help us improve our spelling, grammatical and punctuation errors. And you can start with anything, say maybe writing about your neighbor, about your city at the start, and go for technical topics later. And I think you can write an essay or précis without any time limit earlier, but later you can write in a time limit. Normally essay is between 300 to 400 words. The word limit keeps on varying each year, and you shall be able to write that in 20 to 25 minutes. In précis is also somewhere between 150 to 200 words. So this also you shall be able to write in 20 minutes. So do this exercise on daily basis. Monday का Thursday को लिखिए, Tuesday का Friday को लिखिए. I think this is going to improve your descriptive English a lot. And once you have typed on daily basis, go to the website grammarly.com, paste your typed content there, and it will show you all your grammatical mistakes, punctuation mistakes, spelling mistakes, and you will improve a lot. And when you will write on daily basis, it will also help your thinking to become more structured and more logical. राइट. सो ओवरऑल एक अच्छा इम्पैक्ट पड़ने वाला है, बट ये प्रैक्टिस से ही होगा, सोचने से नहीं होगा. टेक एक्शन, स्टार्ट राइटिंग. और मॉक टेस्ट आर बहुत बहुत ज़रूरी है गाइस. रिमेंबर वन थिंग, नॉलेज इज नॉट मार्क्स. ज़्यादा नॉलेज होना इज नॉट लाइक यू विल गेट मोर मार्क्स, रेदर एप्लीकेशन of that knowledge is marks. How do you apply that knowledge? In fact, even sometimes we don't have complete knowledge, but whatever knowledge we have, we are able to do some questions with our intuition or some guesswork. That is what you need to learn. So mock test बहुत बहुत ज़रूरी है. रियल टाइम एग्जाम प्रेशर को हैंडल करना, एंग्जाइटी को हैंडल करना, टाइम को मैनेज करना, ये सब नॉलेज से नहीं आएगा, ये सब मॉक टेस्ट से आएगा. So every weekend, I think from 1st Jan onwards or 15th Jan onwards, you should be giving one mock test for phase 1. So by the time March comes, you should have given at least 10 to 15 mock tests. And one mock test for phase 2 every fortnight. ये मैं ज़्यादा stress नहीं करूँगा कि इसको हर week एक दो, because first of all you will not have that much time and it is not required. Just one mock test every fortnight is going to be sufficient. So guys, this is my 6 months plan, which is completely doable and it is based upon प्रायोरिटाइजिंग द थिंग्स. राइट, पहले क्या करना है, बाद में क्या करना है. इट्स वेरी थॉट ऑफ प्लान, जो कि आपको आपकी एंटायर प्रिपरेशन एक टाइमली मैनर में और कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव मैनर में कंप्लीट करवा देगा. सो आई होप यू विल फॉलो दिस प्लान एंड आई एम नॉट सेइंग इट वुड बी ईजी. इट वोंट बी ईजी, डिफिकल्ट होगा, बट आई एम श्योर इट इज़ गोइंग टू बी वर्थ इट. जब RBI ग्रेड बी का ऑफर लेटर आएगा ना, लिस्ट में नाम आएगा, तब एक ऐसी फीलिंग आएगी which is like out of this world. और तब आपको लगेगा कि हाँ यार, जो सर ने बताया वैसे किया, मेहनत किया, आज वही काम आया, वही मेहनत रंग लाई है. You will have tears in your eyes. I am sure about that. So guys, follow this. Do let me know in case you have any query, and do let me know by commenting this video अगर आपको ये plan अच्छा लगा हो, that sir, I'll follow this plan and I'll clear RBI Grade B this year. I repeat, you need to type below this video, sir, I will follow this plan and I will clear RBI Grade B this year. Thank you guys. Bye bye.